since we have only couple weeks to go, right? Next week will be Thanksgiving. When they come back, that's the week of 15, and after that the final. So let's see here, Rishi. So you're going to do the final presentation, in class final presentation, right, Rishi? Rishi, are you there? Okay. How you been, Jesse?
Good.
Good. Are you ready for final presentation?
Yes. I might do the essay because I don't know if I can talk for 30 minutes straight.
No essay, please. No
Oh,
essay.
that's
No,
not an option. You're telling me not to do it.
no essay because I want to hear from you guys directly how much you understand about this course, this topic, right? Buddhism.
So we have to submit the 30-minute presentation.
Yes. Yeah, because we've been you guys been writing from beginning to the end semester field trip report, analysis paper, green response, and so forth. So that's why the final I'd like to hear from you guys. Okay, and also even up to now, right? I'm really concerned about. Let me share with you guys here. I'm really concerned about the AI. Let me share with you guys here. Some of you come across or have this type of problems, the AI based tools. So according to the university policy, there's no restriction, but somehow my feeling that it's better not to use. Of course, it's up to you. But in my class, you can use up to 5% only, right? But you should clearly identify the use of AI based and so forth. It's still complicated. The best way is just write in your own writing, right? Otherwise, if you base on them and the turn-ins catch easily. So that's why some of you have that problem, and they give you guys a chance to rewrite it, but not next semester or the professor. They may not, right? They may not allow to do so. So please, for the sake of learning, don't use that, right? If you use that, that's your choice. But still have a lot of headache. Okay. Any question for me before we move on? Rishi, are you there? Okay. Who else like to do final presentation in class final presentation on the December the 5th? Who like to do? Who want to volunteer to do? Any one of you? Sarah, you can do it or no? No, it's scary. It's scary. Why?
I don't know if I can do it all in one take for the whole hour
No,
alone.
30 minutes, not 1 hour.
Even if you're doing it solo?
You do solo only one. Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, so it's just 30 minutes.
That's a minimum. That's a minimum. If you want to do 1 hour, that's up to you. That's
Oh,
Mhm.
I thought it was an hour because I thought it was in pairs. Never mind then. Yeah, it's only 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes. That's a minimum. That's a minimum requirement. If you want to do 1 hour, 2 hours, is your choice. Yeah, it's good presentation. It's good practice too, especially your college student, especially who are senior here. Any one of you senior here? Okay, Tessa, right? You or Tessa Holden, right? Yeah, if you're senior, you're ready to graduate and you go to the working force, you have to deal with the public, right, Holden? Can I hear you?
I said I'm going to graduate school.
Oh, you go to graduate school, which major?
I'm going to study paleoanthropology.
What's that?
I said I'm going to study paleoanthropology.
Oh, okay. Tessa, what's your major? Can I hear you?
Architecture.
What's that?
Architecture.
Oh, okay. Well, you get the job offer yet?
Working on it.
Okay, that's nice. Some company they may ask you to do big presentation, and remember, not once, right? You may do the presentation in front of a group of people, right? Manager, supervisor, even your boss, to see how you present yourself. Anyway, so any more questions? So please, if you come late and you see your friends have the number, please don't pick, all right? Andy, can you move to different question? Sarah, she has number 12 already, if you don't mind, okay? And either Tessa or Derek, can you move to different number? You have 25. We have 27 questions and only 20 of you here. I like every one of you to share, okay? So don't duplicate. Or any question? And again, last month was the month that you could receive, could generate the extra credits, extra point, and that's all. Right, there's no more. Okay. So try your best to focus on your work, especially final PowerPoint presentation. One more times, please, no final pressure paper, okay? I want to make sure, because I want to hear directly from your guy. All right, so let's see here. Let's who start first. And what's the lowest number here? All right, let's see here. Okay, so Nia, you have number, oh, sorry, Sydney, you have number 2. Go ahead, please, Sydney.
Okay. Number 2 says, describe the life and achievement of Milarepa, a prominent Tibetan monk. And Milarepa, he was born in 1040 to 1123. He was one of the most famous and beloved Tibetan Buddhist masters, which are also called the Siddha. Whenever he was young, he wanted revenge for the mistreatment of his family because he realized how serious his actions were, and he wanted to make amends for it. He pursued a spiritual path for redemption. He was guided by a person named Marpa, who was also a teacher in Tibetan Buddhism, a Tibetan Buddhist teacher. And Milarepa had to go through difficult challenges, but through those challenges, his determination led him to enlightenment. Through that, he expressed his realization through songs and poems. He became a teacher and a poet and composed songs that emphasized the impermanence of life, suffering, and the path to liberation. He also served as a huge inspiration to Tibetan Buddhism as he grew from visions to enlightenment.
Okay. So what happened with his early life?
In his early life, he was with his family, but I think I read online that it said his father died. And so with that, like his family took the money away from his family. And so like his mom and him were alone. And so he wanted to like seek vengeance on them and try to like get revenge. But instead, after like doing that, he felt like after like pursuing those actions, he felt wrong for doing that and tried to pursue a more awakening lifestyle and try to lead to a path of enlightenment after he realized like being revengeful isn't gonna make his problems go away and only just like spread more hate rather than love. So he changed his actions to that way.
Okay. All right. Rishi, you're going to do the in-class final presentation, right? On December the 5th, right? What's your topic?
I'm deciding between one of two, but I will send it to you. I forgot what I put on the abstract, but I can email to you after class.
Okay. So on that day is, yeah, we look forward to hear from you. You are the only one, okay? In class presentation. All right. Can you, Leo and Rishi, can you change to the different number because we have 27 number? I'd like every one of you talk about each question, okay? So with Victoria, she came first. So please, Jen, thank you. Number 5, Rishi, Louis, Louis, right? Can you change to different way, please? Okay, so let's see here. Okay. All right.
I already have number 5.
Which one? Oh, you have number 5? No, I'm
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about
already on
number
number
4. I'm talking about number 4.
Yeah, but Rishi switched
Oh,
to number
Rishi,
5.
yeah, can you change different one, please? Yeah, if you come late, okay. Lưu Nguyên, okay, change to different number, okay. All right, let me share with you this brief video clips about Milarepa. If you learn Tibetan Buddhism, you will encounter these important figures in Tibetan Buddhist tradition. Let me share with you only a couple minutes. It's not too long.
On the high barren plains of western Tibet. A child was destined to become an enlightened hero. But long before he was known as the great Milarepa, he was a young man named Tupaga, with a father gone before his time. An uncle who seized everything, and a mother seeking a revenge that only he could carry out. From director and Tibetan Lama Netan Cholim and Shining Moon Productions comes a tale of magic.
Okay.
And awakening. Milarepa.
Okay, so basically, after his dad passed away, or before his dad passed away, he entrusts the wealth to his brothers, Milarepa uncle. But when he grew up, his uncle kept everything and kicked him and his mother out of the house. So that's why his mothers encouraged him to study black magic to revenge, and he did, and he kills many of them in the families. But later on, he regret, and so he went to seek for the Buddhist master, Maba, the translator, the lay person. Later on, he became one of the great Buddhist saint in Tibetan tradition. All right, so number 3. Let's see who start number 3 for number 3. Nia? Yeah. Nia, are you there? Okay, Juan, are you there? Number 3. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Can you move the screen down? We cannot see your face.
Yeah, hold on. Okay. So number 3, the question was describe the types of tantric deities. So basically I said that the tantric deities play a central role in tantric Buddhism, and it's a tradition that emerged in the Mahayana Buddhist context, and these deities are often depicted and elaborate with symbolic forms, and they serve with the meditational and contemplative focal points of practitioners. And the Tantric Buddhism incorporates a vast array of deities which associates with different quality, attributes, and teachings.
So what's the role of the deities? What's the main?
They have protector deities, and they have many roles, but the ones that I read was the protector deities was the guard and protect the teachings of Buddhism.
Sorry, Nia, I called you a couple of times, but you was not there. Okay, go
So
ahead.
I can't do 3 anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. You can talk about this number, the tantric deity. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me pull up what I wrote. I'm in the car.
Be careful. You driving?
Yeah.
No, please stop. Okay, don't drive.
No, I'm good. Hold on. I stopped. Hold on.
This is dangerous. Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
to see anything happen to you. Yeah, this destruction. If you can park the car, how about park the car? Okay, park the cars and
Okay.
talk. Otherwise, yeah, this is unsafe.
All
Okay?
right.
And we come back to you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
We come back to you. Don't worry. Okay. So safety is the more important for your life. Okay. We come back to you.
Okay.
Don't worry. All right. Yeah, Kai, and yeah, please you can do number 1 now.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. My question number 1: describe the roles of Mahasiddha or Vajra masters. The term Vajra refers to diamond or thunderbolt weapon. It means that it has the characteristic of indestructibility of a diamond. It can destroy any factor for enlightenment. The Mahasiddha or Vajra masters are those who teach and transmit a distinctive method of meditation to the disciples. They practice meditation by concentrating on deities from Mahayana pantheon. They also believe that their distinctive meditation will help practitioners attain enlightenment quickly. It is said that Mahasiddha can possess supernormal power such as telepathy, clairvoyance, and flight. That's all.
That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
So in Tibetan tradition, for normal process of study and practice, so a Tibetan monk can learn the traditions and practice for at least 25 years, and after that they can enter what we call the tantric school to focus on the tantric traditions. Otherwise they can go out and teach, right? And of course not only the Mahasiddha, but also any Buddhist master, whether in the Zen tradition and Pure Land tradition, as long as they have pure mind, as long as they really sincerely to do the practice, they have some sort of sacred power to All right, so Nia, whenever you stop, please. Okay, I'm really concerned about your safety. Okay, when you stop, we can.
Okay, yeah, I'm parked. The only thing I really got from the tantric deities are is the same as unenlightened and enlightened, which is equal to beyond worldly. Two of the forms of deities that I did find were the Kali and the Shiva. I hope I'm like pronouncing that right. Are two deities that are often associated with tantric practices. In Hinduism, Kali is the goddess of all time, change, and destruction, while Shiva is the god of destruction and transformation. And there are also other types as well, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
Let me share with you guys here. Thank you. Here, these are the tantric deity in Buddhism, especially in the Tibetan tradition. Some of them look fearful, some of them look compassionate. All right, like for example, this one here, and these deity mainly are the protectors of Buddhism. Right, some of them they have the fearful face and figures so that they can chase away the evil energy. Another one with, like, for example, like the Tara, yeah, it represent the compassionate one. So these are the figures. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyone of you have a question about this? This look fearful, right? Okay. So let's move on. Number 4. Number 4. Yeah. Go ahead, Victoria.
So my question was, who are the lamas? Explain their roles in Tibetan tradition. So usually in Tibetan Buddhism, they were formerly called Lamaism, but in the West, they usually call it Lama, just Lama. And it is a Lama is a person who is someone who has mastered the Trantic Sadhana meditation practices and related realism. And there's only a small amount of monks who have reached this type of position. And And while some of them have practiced this type of meditation to pursue the highest spiritual goals, many others have also worked as ritualists, scholars, printers, and doctors. That's all.
Okay. Basically, Lama is the title, the most venerable one, the most respectful one.
It's more of like a spiritual leader.
Yeah, but in the highly respected one order. Yeah. Any Buddhist monk could work on the spiritual part, but there's some hierarchy there in each tradition. So when someone called Lama, you know that means they are have the high spiritual status in Tibetan tradition. Okay. All right, the next one. Which one? The next one is that number 6, right? Number 5. Yeah, go ahead, Mitchell, please.
My question was, describe the relationship between Panchen Lamas and Dalai Lamas politically and spiritually. The spiritual aspect of the relationship is that the Panchen Lamas bear responsibility for finding the incarnation of the Dalai Lamas and vice versa. Specifically, the 5th Dalai Lama recognized his teacher as the Panchen Lama, and after this, his 3 previous incarnations were also recognized as the Panchen Lamas. And then continuing on, like, that's how it is today. The Tibetan government even recognizes this and confirms the identity because of the Panchen Lama. That's how it is politically, but China is trying to gain control of picking the Dalai Lama and ignoring the Panchen Lama penalties.
Okay. So, what are their relationship? The Dalai Lama and Panchen Lama.
That the Panchen Lama has responsibility for finding the incarnation of the Dalai Lama, and then it's vice versa, so it goes back and forth.
And what's the role of Panchen Lama? Now it's different from Dalai Lama then.
I'm not too sure
Not sure.
exactly what the separation of the roles are.
Anyone know? Anyone of you have anyone of you watched Dalai Lama speech before? No. So basically, Panchen Lama is the religious leader in Tibet, especially in the Yellow Hat tradition. But for Dalai Lama, I think starting from 14th or 15th century, the first Dalai Lama took the role of not only religious leader, but also political leader too. That's a bit different. And they are interchangeable role. That means, like for example, if Panchen Lama die, so Dalai Lama's role is to form a committees to look for the next life of Panchen Lama or the Tulku. Panchen Lama Tulku. That means the child that was born after the previous Panchen Lama, and for this Dalai Lama reporting, if he passed away, Panchen Lama role is to form one community is to look for Dalai Lama Tulku. That's their role. Okay, they're so important in Tibetan Buddhist tradition. All right, thank you, Mitchell. Number 6, Angela, please.
Okay. So Tulkus were recognized as the rebirth of enlightened Tibetan Buddhist teachers, like you said earlier. And so, oh yeah, my question are, who are the Tulkus? Describe the general procedures to find authentic Tulkus in Tibetan tradition. So Tulkus were recognized rebirth of enlightened Tibetan Buddhist teachers. And so the process that they went to find authentic Tulkus in the Tibetan tradition was one, it would be predicted by the High Lama before his death with instructions of where to find their rebirth. And then after, a search committee would be formed to find the child. And next they would investigate the potential candidates, and they would be guided by signs and dreams. Next, once they find who they think is the child, then they would conduct a series of recognition tests where they have the child pick objects that belong to the deceased lead lama. And after that, they would observe the behaviors of the child and possibly any memories that might pop up. Then they would consult with the oracles to confirm that they have the right child. Then they would begin the formal recognition ceremony, which is followed by education and training and assuming the responsibility of the previous lama.
Yeah, so what do you think about this type of system?
I think it makes sense.
Why? What makes sense for you?
For me, it makes sense because they would have predicted like their death with signs of where to find them and stuff. So they already knew. And so when they get there and like, let's say they're able to pick like the same object, then it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me share with you this short video clip. This is small or little a child Rinpoche. Rinpoche is the highest status in Tibetan tradition too. So in Dharamsala, where Tibetan community is located, so they have a school to train these Tulku or Rinpoche that they found them after they pass away. So they brought them to the school to teach them, to train them since little. So what do you think? How about others? What do you think about this type of system? Imagine that someone, or even you recognize that you were professor, teacher, engineer, and so forth when you little, and someone can help you to retrain your skill and knowledge again, so that you can mastery those skill and knowledge. So what do you think? What do you think, Holden? If someone recognize your skill and they train you even before you go to school, what do you think?
It makes sense. It reminds me of I used to be a substitute teacher a long time ago, and if I would like notice some person or kid acting a certain way, I would have to report it to somebody to tell them like, yeah, this kid might have something. It kind of reminds me of that, but I think it's important to look for signs in kids. It can really show you what they'll become later on.
Yeah. How about Sydney? What do you think? Sydney, are you there? How about Tessa? What do you think? If someone recognize your skill when you were little, and they would provide you those couple of training to enforce, to enhance your skill before even you go to school, what do you think?
I mean, if it was me, I mean, that would be like an awesome life. So that would be cool. As for the system overall, I think it makes sense. And since it's been around for a long time, you know, it's good to keep it the same way.
See, some children, they have skill in singing, right? And playing piano, and some math problem and so forth, right? So if the parents know how recognize their own children skill and specialty, so they could send to the special school, right?
Yeah.
We love that type of special skill and later on. Yeah. All right, so thank you, Angela. Go ahead, Rishi. Number 7, please.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is question 7. And that's describe the general meanings of the tantric mandalas. So just like a general overview, in Buddhism, a mandala is like a symbolic symbol, a diagram which like represents like a human's relationship to the cosmos. So mandalas are used in like rituals, meditation, and visualization, and it helps tantric practitioners attain Buddhahood. They're usually like constructed at the beginning of the tantric ritual, so like before you actually do the practice, and they can be built out of like grains of colored sand placed on like a platform of some sort, and mandalas are temporary structures built out of these sort of materials. So getting sort of back to the question, these like tantric mandalas, the symbolic structures that are like drawn with the sand and everything, they hold deep symbolic and spiritual significance. And some of the meanings associated with them are that it's so one, it's like sort of like a representation of deities. So there's like specific deities or spiritual concepts that some of the other students mentioned. That's one. Another part is that they represent sort of the order and the structure of the universe. And it's creating connection between you and that sort of cosmic order or balance. And a third aspect is that they're used as a tool for contemplation. So often practitioners will focus on a central point of the mandala and trace the pattern outwards, symbolizing a journey from the outer material world to the inner spiritual realms. And another final aspect is that it's seen as a symbolic representation of transformation and integration. And sometimes the pattern suggests opposites, so like male and female, or like good and evil, or like different aspects of the self. So yeah, that's like what I had so far for mandalas.
Yeah, I show you guys the mandala, right? The sun mandala at my center last time, right? So that's their practice. They visualize this kind of 2D or 3D, even 4D mandala, so that they can visualize the realm of Buddhas, Bodhisattva, deity, and so forth for the spiritual practice. Okay, so thank you. Number 8, Andy, please.
Yes, so my question was describe the state of bardos in the book Tibetan Book of Death. So basically the bardos are the stages of transition between death and rebirth. The first one is at the moment of death, the consciousness separates from the physical body and individual will experience visions and hallucination. The second bardos is when they would encounter various peaceful and wrathful deities in their mind. And the third one is right before rebirth, their karma will accumulate and it will influence the type of rebirth they would have.
That's all.
Yes, sir.
So who have the near-death experience before, or out of the body experience before? Anyone of you? Oh, what happened? Holden, can you share?
I don't know. It was just I thought I was in my bed and I just thought I was dreaming,
Hey.
but I really wasn't, and like I could have sworn for like a couple seconds I could like see myself from like a different angle in my room. It was like really short, but like it wasn't a dream. At least I don't think it was, but I don't know. It was really weird. I definitely felt out of body. It was a long time ago, but yeah, that's the only time I've ever had anything like that.
So you felt that you were floating on the air and looked down, saw your body down there?
Yeah, like I was in like a corner of my room for like a couple seconds just looking at myself. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I think this happened to many people, right? Anyone of you have this experience before? That
Yeah.
you have
Can
sleep? You have that?
Professor,
Yes.
can I have a question? When I told my experience about a weird phenomenon, when I was young, I often practiced meditation based on reading a book, yoga. Once I felt I felt my consciousness. I felt separate from my body. A short time when I sit and practice meditation. At that time I felt scared, so I finished my practice meditation because I think maybe I was wrong by practicing meditation. I don't understand about that phenomenon. Can you explain? Thank you very much.
actually mindfulness practice that you need to recognize every aspect of your life, whether it's happen in your mind, it happened in your body, sensation, feeling, emotion, so forth. But where you are sitting meditation and you let your spirit to go out of the body, is so dangerous. It's not meditation. If you let your spirit leave your body, the other spirit, the other, you can say that goes whichever may possess your body, and you may get lost. So that's not recommendable. So you need, when you do meditation, when you do mindfulness practice, you have to know, you have to be aware of everything. You have to be aware, have to be mindful of every instant of your mind, of your life, of your action, and so forth. That's is called meditation. Otherwise, it's not. It's so dangerous. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So thank you. Holden, you number 9, please.
Yes, so my question was describe the principle and practical aspects of humanistic Buddhism. And what I read was that humanistic Buddhism comes from China. It comes out of Chinese Buddhism, and it's a modern philosophy, and it basically integrates Buddhist practices into everyday life, and kind of it focuses more on like the living aspect. That's what I read of Buddhist ritual and practice, and it doesn't necessarily put too much emphasis on like departing from like the world. It's more of like practical uses of Buddhism, like in the here and now, and it is let me see. There's 6 core concepts, which is humanism, altruism, spiritual practices, in your daily life, joyfulness, timelessness, and the universality of all beings. And I kind of see this as obviously it's a modern form of Buddhism, but it's like integrating. It's kind of like adapting to uh, modern times. It seems like it's kind of like a Buddhism to reach out to like I don't know, like non-religious people. It's kind of what I got from it.
Okay. So what's the main goal of this humanist Buddhism?
I believe it's like the just being considerate and uh, good to everything. Uh, the universality of all beings.
Mm-hmm. So this is purge out of the spiritual elements, right? It just focus on the practical sense in this lifetime, right? How to deal with other people, how to interact with other people, how to develop compassion, kindness, and so forth, right? Okay, so thank you. Number 10, Zaha, right? Please.
Okay, so my question is describe the principle and practical aspects of engaged Buddhism. And there's 14 teachings for engaged Buddhism. The first one is don't be bound to any doctrine, theory, or ideology, even Buddhist ones. The second one is avoid being narrow-minded and bound to present views. Third is don't force others, including children, to adopt your views. Number 4 is do not avoid contact with suffering or close your eyes before suffering. Number 5, do not accumulate wealth while millions are hungry. 6, don't maintain anger or hatred. 7, don't lose yourself in dispersion and in your surroundings. 8 is don't utter words that can create discord and cause the community to break. 9 is don't say untruthful things for the sake of personal interests or to impress people.
10 is don't use the Buddhist community for personal gain or profit, or transform your community into a political party. 11 is don't live with a vocation that is harmful to humans and nature. 12 is don't kill, protect life and prevent war. 13 is possess nothing that should belong to others, and you should respect other people's properties. 14 is to respect your body.
So what's the main goal of the engaged Buddhism then?
Well, it's mainly to like help others and fight for like peace and freedom.
Mhm. So whenever someone just start to learn Buddhism, right? They think about stay in the wood, stay in the mountain, stay in this secluded place to do meditation, right? To stay away from the society. But in this tradition, engage Buddhism, so they encourage the Buddhist people to engage, to be proactive in social work, social justice, and so forth, to help others. And in Buddhist term, what we call Bodhisattva conduct, Bodhisattva path, that help ourselves and help others. That's what the idea. Yeah. All right. So 11. Next one, please. 11, Louis, please.
My question is, describe the Vipassana movement in the West. So Vipassana in Pali mean insight, and is referred to a meditation practice that cultivate mindfulness and clear awareness. Is original come from Theravada Buddhist tradition. In the 1970s, Goenka, he began teaching this method in the 10-day retreat format, and did just spark up a global Vipassana movement. So there's a lot of center that teaching the Goenka style up in North America, in Europe, and in Australia. Is they starting from 1980 to 1990. The course itself is very carefully structured, and they teach it for free, so it attracts a lot of students. So this course is involved around 10 to 12 hours of meditation per day, which sound a lot, and restrict noble silence. Their main goal is to focus on develop their concentration and composure, which can lead them to direct insight. And throughout the modern day, this Vipassana course have access to internet. They have an app, they have online resources, and which increase the accessibility. So in the West is a very popular Buddhist style meditation with like million having attends Goenka course. This one of the main reason that mindfulness is as mainstream in the West.
Anyone of you know about this 10 days Vipassana retreat? Anyone of you? Probably not, right? Unless you are long time meditators, right? Yeah. So imagine you cannot use any social medias, no cell phone, no internet, no Wi-Fi, and so forth for 10 days. Even no talking to for 10 days. Right. So Louis, how many days can you go without internet?
Probably not one.
Probably not even a couple hours, right?
Yeah.
We get used of that. Oh, how about Jesse? How many hours or how many days can you go without internet, without social media, without Instagram, or without email and so forth?
The 8 hours I'm sleeping,
That's all. So as
maybe the
long as
hour
you're
before.
awake, so as long as you're awake, you have to use them. How about you, Mitchell?
I guess it just depends what I'm doing. Like if I'm like out in nature, then I don't need it. But otherwise, I mean, we're using it right now, right?
Not easy doing this modern times, right? How about Sarah? How long can you go without internet, social media, and so forth?
I kind of agree with Jesse, just basically the 8 hours I'm sleeping. Because it's everywhere, whether you're like,
The moment that you wake up, you pick up the phone and check your email right away, right?
I check the weather just to make sure I need to bring an umbrella or not.
Okay. All right, so that's what we attached now. All right, so thank you, Louis. And next one, number 12. Who is number 12?
I am.
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
So my question was, provide the names of some Buddhist universities and institutions around the world and give their brief descriptions. So I found a couple of Buddhist universities I'm gonna more focus on. So there's a couple. There's actually a really big one in Arizona called, I don't know how to pronounce these very well, so I do apologize. Dharmakirti, located in Tucson, Arizona. That's considered one of the largest, not the largest. There is also Nalanda University, which is in India. And it's supposed to be one of like it's the Institute of National Importance and Excellence, and is supported by 18 other countries. And there's also another university that, sorry, I do apologize, my brain just shut off. Vallabhi University, which is also another really important Buddhist learning center / college. And it helped try to expand the Hinayan Buddhism on that one.
Okay. And one of you in the religious major here? A minor here? Oh, okay. Well, suppose that you want to be Buddhist professor or scholar, you may go to one of those university in the United States that one is called Naropa in Colorado. Another one is University of the West. You can get the master and PhD degree in Buddhist study over there. All right, so thank you, Sarah. Number 13, go ahead, Milan, please.
So my question was describe the top 10 celebrity Buddhist. So I chose Rosa Parks, George Lucas, David Bowie, Steve Jobs, Tiger Woods, Steven Seagal, Jackie Chan, Angelina Jolie, Mark Zuckerberg, and Richard Gere.
So who you like the most?
Probably, I guess, I mean, I think Rosa Parks was cool. But Rosa Parks,
Why?
because she was like a civil rights activist, and she was influenced by Buddhism too, so that was pretty cool to learn.
And you like Jackie Chan movie?
Yeah, Jackie Chan's cool.
Why is that?
because I think like I was reading that he purposely always chooses like like the hero role because of his Buddhist influence. So he never plays a villain. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Okay. And he would not swear too, right? Not use some dirty language, right?
Yeah.
In the movie, right? All right, so thank you. Number 14. Who is number 14? Anyone number 14? Number 15? Oh, 14. Oh, no, only 14. 15? Oh, me. 16, please.
Okay, so number 16 says describe the correlation between Buddhism and modern psychology. Buddhism and modern psychology are two different things because Buddhism is more of a religion and it's on the spiritual aspect, while psychology stands on more of like the science side. Even though they're different things, they have common themes, which is like mindfulness and meditation. And there's also emphasis on non-attachment and mind and body connection. So with Buddhism, mindfulness and meditation are a part of Buddhist practices and are a way for people to attain enlightenment in a sense. In psychology, mindfulness and meditation is influenced by Buddhist practices. And on the psychology aspect, people can see the effect of practicing meditation, which there are like mindful interventions and therapy that people go through. In general, I would say that modern psychology uses practices influence from Buddhism in order to develop interventions for those who needs it.
Okay. Some of you attend my presentation or lecture in October, right? Right, Jesse, remember, right? You were there, right? Remember I mentioned about third wave therapies? You know about that? Remember? What's mean by third wave therapies? Remember?
I just remember you talking about it. I don't remember the details.
Here, I will show you guys. Third wave. The first way is traditional behavior therapies that mean they replace the harmful weapon with constructive one. The second way is that they want to change the problem, to change the behavior. But the third way is that got influence from Buddhist mindfulness practice. There's advocates the technique like acceptance, mindfulness, cognitive diffusion, dialectic value, and so forth. So that's why I present the ACT acceptance and commitment therapies on I think last month. Yeah, this is how you can use those techniques to deal with your own mind. That's what they call the third wave therapies. All right, so thank you. What's the next one? What's the next one? 16. What's the next one then? Oh, V, are you the next one? V, you 18? Yeah, please.
My question is describe the correlation between Buddhism and evolution, including reincarnation. So according to Buddhism, there is an endless cycle of rebirth, which means after you die, your karma will decide what realm you were born into. And the cycle of rebirth contains the 6 realms, which are the god, demigod, human, animal, hungry ghost, and hell realm. These cycles are like a wheel, and you will still rebirth again and again until you reach enlightenment and get out of the cycle or follow the Amitabha Buddha and go to the Western Land if you are Buddhist.
Well, now it's similar to the evolution theories.
So the similarity between evolution and reincarnation. Oh, the similarity between them is that evolution, like you will be like born and born again, like evolution is like you will still be born and born again, but like how I viewed it is like a cycle, and reincarnation is also a cycle.
Okay, anyone has any idea about this? What's the difference between Buddhist reincarnation and Western evolution theories? Anyone know about that? Mitchell, you see, you recognize any difference?
Evolution doesn't necessarily have like an idea of reincarnation. It kind of assumes that every living being is new and separate from the last one. Whereas reincarnation has an idea that when you die, you are reincarnated into something else.
So basically, in evolution, they say that, let's say, for us human, we were evoluted from the apes, right? Some type of monkey from the apes up to now, and we progress up. But in the Buddhist reincarnation, we move up and down. Sometimes we move back as humans. Sometimes even move down to animal realm. Sometimes we move up to the heaven. So it's just like the cycle, right? A cycle up and down. But in the Western evolution, it kept progress to the upstream one, right? Okay, so thank you. The next one will be the next one. Are you Austin? Are you the next one, 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Austin.
My question was describe Buddhist perspectives on sexuality. And throughout all the schools of Buddhism, they don't really have a single unified stance on sexuality. Therefore, Buddhist communities and interpretations of the teachings can differ from like group to group, but there are some common themes and principles related to sexuality, such as mindfulness, non-attachment, and respect for others. Though none of those like actually mention sexuality, they all deal with having like healthy relationships, and I feel like that ties in with the topic. And Buddhism also emphasizes like free will, which supports the argument that Buddhists have no sense of discrimination towards one's sexuality.
How about this very sensitive topic, right? About what do you call how Buddhists view about gay people or and so forth. You understand what I'm talking about? So how do we view them?
I feel like, I mean, I don't think that there really is like a good or bad view like against them in like Buddhism.
Okay. Lee, what do you think?
I think with Buddhism, like Austin said, there's like a free will of what you want to do with your life. It's different from other religions, and I don't think Buddhism view your sexuality as a crime or like a sin.
Okay. V, what do you think?
I think that in Buddhism, like there is no discriminations against gay people, and the Buddha said that he views every sentence beings that they all have the capability to attain enlightenment, and everyone is no difference.
Yeah, that's Buddhist view. Everyone has different choice. Everyone has different potential, have different behavior. So that's their choice. As long as they don't harm themselves and others, that's their choice. There's no judgment about those people in Buddhist view. Okay. All right. So thank you. The next one, which one is the next one? Is that number 22?
I think I'm next.
Please.
My question was describe how notable scientists view Buddhism. And so thinking back to the discussion we had a couple weeks ago about the Harvard scientists, like the video we had to watch on it, I think that scientists think that there's benefits to some aspects of Buddhism, namely meditation and mindfulness. Like in the video described, there was positive changes in the subject's brain chemistry after he had started meditating. So I think that most scientists would agree that there's benefits to mindfulness and meditation. But I think probably most scientists have less of a religious worldview and probably focus more on things that can be proven. So there may be some parts of Buddhism that they do not believe in or agree with, such as maybe that the Buddha lived and what his teachings were.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I put a video clips about Albert Einstein, right, saying about Buddhism, right? So again, many of them see that Buddhism in line of science. So many of them get the positive comment about Buddhism because I think we study the sutra, I forgot the name, that you need to investigate before you practice. You need to investigate before you believe in, right? Remember that discussion, right? All right, so thank you. The next one is that number 25, right?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
My question is describe the correlation between Buddhist meditation and healthcare. And I feel as if like a lot of what Tessa said could be kind of applied to this, but many benefits of the meditation could be a stress mitigation in stress and like a better time focusing and having better brain changes. And a lot of this, I feel like, so we just recently watched a video on like Buddhism for our last discussion board, and it showed like a lot of examples of like a man who had like claustrophobia and couldn't get into the little suit that for his treatment. But instead of doing that, he was meditating instead to get through his treatment better. He said, oh, it helped him. It just helped him to get over, not get over, but to bypass his fear of claustrophobia. And instead of doing that like treatment where he had to get in the suit, he did meditation instead. And there was another example in the video where the man who said he was like a performer, and he said he meditated before his performance to get himself ready. So there was that.
When you meditate, when you focus your mind on the breath and it means all the concern will be fading away. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Anh, you have number 9. Is that right, Anh? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can talk about number 9, please.
Again, my question was describe the principal and practical aspects of humanistic Buddhism. And basically, humanistic Buddhism is integration of spiritual practice into aspects of daily life and has 6 main characteristics, which is humanism, emphasis on daily life as spiritual practice, joyfulness, altruism, timeliness, and universality of saving all beings.
So what do you find about this? What do you think about this aspect? Humanistic Buddhism. There's more practical, it's more down to earth tradition.
I think it focuses more like on compassion and helping other beings, which is kind of similar to what I heard about, I think, to like the past Bodhisattvas who stay behind so they can bring enlightenment to other beings as well. So they want to spread like compassion and things to like other people in the modern.
Yeah, that's more important. That's why I encourage you guys to come to my center to participate in that the Compassionate Buddhist have celebration to remember that you need to work on that part, compassionate part. All right, Casey, are you the last one, Casey?
Yes. So
Yeah.
my question was compare and contrast Buddhism and one of the world's religions, and I chose Christianity. So Christianity, the main difference, well, at least one of the first difference is Christianity. Christians believe in one God, and Buddhists don't. They don't. They just follow the teachings of the Buddha, and the practice for Buddhism are like meditation, the Eightfold Path, the right view, right speech, right action, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Whereas Christians, to follow their religion, they practice prayers, they worship in churches, they read the Bible, and sometimes they participate in the act of the communion. And then life after death for Buddhism, it's basically they're all in an endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, which can only be broken by attaining nirvana, which is the only way to escape suffering permanently. But in Christianity, life after death, it's either eternity in heaven or hell. And in Buddhism, atheists can follow or support the religion, as opposed to Christianity. Atheists usually don't follow that. And the goal of Buddhism is to attain enlightenment and to be released from the cycle of rebirth and death. And for Christians is to love and obey God and create a relationship with Jesus Christ and to spread the word so others can be saved. And Christians, they're mainly in Europe, North and South America, some in Australia and New Zealand, whereas Buddhism, it's more in like Thailand, Cambodia, Japan, Vietnam, China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Yeah, that's kind of what I have.
Okay. Yeah, so here we don't study comparative religion, right? But at least up to now, right? We are almost done for this course, so you see, I understand generally the Buddhist practice and principle already. All right, so that's all. Any one that I missed? Okay, so all right, that's all for me. If you want to ask any question about your writing or your drape, you can stay back. Otherwise, see you not next week, all right?